Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dave at Rugged Dad Headquarters for another episode of the Streams of Income podcast. So one thing I want to get across before you dig into this latest episode and listen to the sheer awesomeness that is contained therein, because it's not all for me, although it's pretty awesome there. But we're going to have some really neat guests from time to time, and I hope you'll enjoy it. But first, I want to say one thing. This is about streams of income. And as we all know from various books and things over the years, what I really mean is multiple streams of income. And so here's the point I want to get across. I don't ever want you to try every single thing we talk about. I don't want you trying every stream of income and side hustle that you ever hear about. Every shiny object you see, I don't want you picking it up because it's not always something you need. What I endeavor to do with this podcast and with all the related content and the Facebook group and everywhere else is for you to find the streams of income that work perfectly for your life, your passions, your calling from God, the amount of time and money you have to put into it. I want you to find ways to do things that merge together and create this wonderful life that's just going to be awesome, and you don't feel like you're bouncing around from thing to thing and you've got 15 different side hustles that take all your time, and then you end up with never enough time for any single one to actually make it a profitable, fun, and exciting venture. So that's my hope for you, and I hope as you listen to the rest of this episode that you'll always take that to heart, and you'll remember that don't jump at every single thing that comes across, but find the things that work for you. Experiment if you need to, but be perfectly willing to ditch the things that don't work for you and don't enhance your life. Occasionally, I like to do just a little add-on section for the podcast based on things I've bought at thrift stores, garage sales, auctions, places like that, that I can use. I can increase the value, definitely find a return on investment on what I paid. And so one of the most recent things, if you know from past experiences with me and my products, things like that, you know that I am a huge fan of Amazon publishing, specifically KDP publishing. And so it's a place where, on Amazon, you can publish your books, you can publish them in audio, hardback, print, Kindle, pretty much everything. I've been on KDP for a long time. It's been a substantial part of my income. And it also works as a great printing house. I'll publish books on there sometimes just because it's way easier to get the book published, and even if the only copies that sell are the ones that I order or the ones that I have made for friends and family. It's just a great way to do that. But one of the things I do on KDP when I'm wanting to publish something is I keep an eye out for books that are in the public domain. Public domain can be a great income source for you as a side hustle, as a different stream of income. And so here's one that I came across at a local antique store. My mom was visiting, and so one of the things we love to do when my mom's visiting is go to antique stores. She loves antiquing, and I do too. I love it. I love it better when I find cool things, because there's some really bad stores out there where it's just like, old junk and crap that I don't want to buy. And I don't care if it's good stuff. If I don't want to buy it, it's a bad store. And so I found this at a local store in Pendleton, South Carolina. There's a couple of good antique stores downtown. If you're ever in Pendleton, a couple of really good restaurants too. So you can make a half day of it and just hang out there. But this one is called the Roth Memory Course, a simple and scientific method of improving the memory and increasing mental power. 7 lessons by David M. Roth. And this is only lesson 2. It's just a little booklet. You can tell at one time he was probably selling this as I would imagine that it probably came in a boxed set of all these little booklets. I don't even know how many booklets. I haven't researched this book much. I just looked in this a little bit. It's falling apart. Physical condition, not worth much money at all. I think I paid $7 or $8 for it. But here's the thing, $7 or $8, and I can turn this into a lot more money despite the poor physical condition, because I'm actually going to tear this thing apart and scan it in, and then I'm going to use different parts of it for different things. So one of the things I'm going to do is I can use the lessons and the illustrations, the images, the wording, everything out of this to create my own book about memory. It's a memory course. I can use it for that. And so let's see, one other thing though about public domain. I think it's 75 years. You want to check this one out on your own. I'm going with I think the last one was 1929. Anything before 1929 is public domain, with a few exceptions. And so that includes, in recent years, that includes Winnie the Pooh, some of the early Winnie the Pooh stuff, Sherlock Holmes, not all the Sherlock Holmes stuff. See, that's why you have to be careful. Some of the characters in Winnie the Pooh, I think Tigger is one of them, is not public domain. The original Pooh illustrations, the original Pooh books, all that's public domain now. There's actually been some funny horror movies made about the Winnie the Pooh and the 100 Acre Wood, but some of the newer characters are not public domain. So you got to be careful with that. Steamboat Willie, the precursor to Mickey Mouse, is now in the public domain. There's a horror movie out about him too, I think, where Steamboat Willie's going around just getting revenge for whatever. These animal characters always want revenge for something. But it's pretty cool. And so this book, copyright 1918. So it is copyrighted. That scares a lot of people off, but it was copyrighted before 1929 by David Roth. And I'm pretty sure if it's copyrighted in 1918, David Roth was an adult at that time, which means he's dead now, more than likely, unless he's really, really old, which would be pretty awesome being that old. But it's copyrighted old enough that I can take this and use it for my own stuff as public domain. Here's one thing I also like about sometimes when I buy books. This one has, if you're seeing the YouTube version of this, there's a lot of handwritten notes in this front page. And so I like cool things like that. I can use that as a printable. I can take, like I said, I can take the individual exercises. And if I create a small memory course booklet based off of this, I can actually break this apart into so many different things. I mean, this booklet is, what is it, about 30 pages long. There we go, 33 pages long. And I can make a much longer booklet out of this with the illustrations and some workbook pages, things like that. Make it a little more modern, update it a little bit. I can snatch pieces out of it and make memes from that to help sell the book. So many things I can do. And so, like I say, I like to mention all these different streams of income and things that I buy, things that I get into. And that way, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to message me at any point about these things. Ask me about them. Ask me, shoot, you can even sign up for one of my $99 brainstorming sessions. We can talk about some of the things you might own, some of the things you found, see if we can monetize it, monetize you in some way with your experiences and life. It's really amazing the things you can monetize. And so get in touch if you're interested in that. As always, I'll welcome questions. And if you're doing something like this, if you are an all-star in taking public domain books, things like this, and making money from it and want to appear on the podcast, be sure to get in touch. Be more than happy to interview you, and maybe we both learn some tips and tricks that'll help us all become better. All right, so my daughter's standing in front of me at the end of my desk, and you can probably hear some other noises all the way around me. She just got through. I said, hey, stand there while I do this. Perfect. Come around here so they can see what you look like. If you're not watching the YouTube version, you need to. Every now and then you might get to meet my kids. She's wearing her headphones right now because she's listening to some Disney tunes. The kind of music I hate, although we'll sing some mad, crazy Frozen songs together sometimes. But come here, Sherlock. Let's show you off too. So what I wanted to just a quick little short video about, are you wearing your football jersey over another shirt? The jersey just came out of the wash. So you guys can go ahead and get back to the laundry. Okay. So one of the, it's a pro con at the same time of entrepreneurialism, streams of income, working from home, all that jazz. I mean, my office here where I do my little studio is in my basement. It's a walkout basement. So, I mean, I can see right outside. Matter of fact, you know what? Boom, let's see. There you go. That's the view from, right in front of my desk. I can see right outside the backyard here at the farm. And so it's not like I'm stuck in a dark, dingy basement or anything. Let's get the screen to stop shaking there. It's not like I'm stuck here and it's dark and dingy and I don't know what's going on in the world around me and, whether aliens landed or anything like that. But there's a lot of interruptions. She was standing here right in front of me talking to me about the dog. He's stairway right there. He's at the top of the stairs and he's whining a little bit because everybody's down. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I am not going to edit that out either. I hate editing because I don't know, I've built my brand on just being extemporaneous and coughing or sneezing or whatever I do. You just bear with me. But the dog is whining at the top of the stairs because everybody's down here and nobody's up there playing with him. So one of the streams of income that we're hosting out of this house is my daughter's burgeoning dog training business. And this week, just this week, we started her business. Her first client is up at the top of the stairs right now. We are training a guide dog. And so we're working with Dogs Inc. They train therapy dogs, all kinds of service dogs, things like that. And we are doing the initial training. And so as a family, her first client in her dog training business is going to be a therapy dog. I think that's pretty awesome. Or a service dog. Let's just go with service dog. That covers therapy, blind, whatever. And so pretty cool. But I wanted to talk to you about interruptions and stuff. And I went off on a tangent because I can literally see squirrels outside my window that distract me. And so I'm here in the office. Kids are right there doing the laundry. By the way, if your kids don't do the laundry for your household, you've raised them wrong. If you're still doing all the laundry for your kids and your spouse, whoever, you raised your kids wrong. You need to fix that. So kids are right there doing laundry, listening to Disney music. The dog's right there, almost right over my head, whining. My wife is out on the porch, the back porch here. She is working on she makes these concrete crafts that we sell on Etsy. And she's putting a rush order together because somebody came on and bought 3 batches of her concrete picnic tablecloth weights. And so, you know what? I'll throw a link in here for that in case you want to buy them. Because I love it when she sells some of her crafts because that's pretty cool. And so she's out there sanding some concrete. The laundry room is attached. It's there in the basement also, right beside my office. So there's a dryer running right now. I don't know if you can even hear it or not. And I've got 2 more kids upstairs doing homeschool stuff. And so it is crazy here, but I love it. It's absolutely amazing. It's not always easy. Sometimes I get frustrated. Sometimes I get mad with a lot of interruptions, but that's just part of life. And this is the life that I've built on purpose, working from home, here for almost every meal with my kids, at almost every single sporting event, practices, and the games, and just part of everyday life with my kids. And we homeschool, so they don't go off to public school for 8 hours a day, and we lose them there. And so it's a lot of fun. And so I guess I'm saying all that just to say this. Put up with the distractions, but build the life you want. And that's what these streams of income are for, is so that you can find the streams of income that work with the perfect life that you're wanting to build and you're wanting to develop. And that's what you need to do. That's what it's all about.